Welcome everyone to my debut episode of Inspired TV. I am Karie Millspaugh, business and lifestyle coach, public speaker, and best-selling author. I'm so excited to have all of you with me today. We are going to talk about the 3 keys to living an inspired life, regardless of your current situation. So I want to go a little deeper in that for a minute here before we go into all the nuts and bolts of this yumminess, okay? And I'm going to share this up with you. And if you love today's episode and you like learning from me, you may want to go to kariemillspaugh.com for more free tools, okay? Just want to add that little link in there as well. Why would you want to live an inspired life? Let's start there first and just kind of pick it apart before we go into those 3 keys that I'm going to give to you. Think of today's episode as a springboard into going to what your purpose is. Maybe you want to be a leader in your community, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe you just want to play bigger in life. And that's what today's episode is going to do for you. My job is to inspire you through Inspired TV to get you to do whatever it is that you're just waking up every morning, jumping out of bed, wanting, going after your goals and dreams and so on. So let's digress a minute. What's an inspired life? An inspired life to me is those that are shining a light. When I think of inspiration, I think of spirit. I think of a glowing light that's in its community, maybe it's in its surroundings, whatever it is. And I want to give you permission to shine yours. Not just shine it, but blow it up to like 1,000 watts if you can, because the brighter you shine, the more you give permission to others around you to shine their light. Let's pause for a moment. Think of how different our planet would be if everyone was using their gifts and tools that God had given them. Can you imagine if they all came to each day with this presence and all knowing that they were there for a bigger purpose than just the mundane day-to-life stuff, and they just let God work through them? That's an inspired life. I like to use Marianne Williamson's little synopsis of God's the water and I'm just the faucet. And that's truly what I do every day. Some of the things that come through me, I don't even know where they come from because God's the water, right? I'm just allowing myself to be this tool, this faucet that shines God's light, whatever purpose that looks like, whatever God means to you. I hope to inspire you today. So an inspired life is being a leader. It's someone that's being a magnet. Think of more or less like that shining beacon of light, like a moth to a flame. That's what inspiration is. You influence people. You motivate them. You wake them up. That's what inspired life is. So we're going to go a little deeper into exactly what that is and why. Why? Maybe you're just tuning in and going, well, Karie, I'm kind of cool with my life. You know, everything's good relationship, everything. I don't know if I really want to be the leadership type. Maybe that's not my thing. I don't like attention. Or maybe you see yourself as a wallflower or just someone that kind of likes to hide in the background and not cause too much attention or draw any attention to themselves. Guess what? I was that person. I know, it's shocking. You can't get me off the stage and you can't get me out of the camera now. But if we were to go backwards in Karie's life 10 years ago, she was that quiet person. You couldn't even get me to raise my hand in a Bible study. I would hope and pray no one would call on me, in certain situations. I went to a mastermind with my own business coach back in October 2013, and I sat in the very back corner praying the entire time that she would not call me up on stage, okay? So fast forward to the Karie that I am today in 2016, I have evolved into that shining light. I own it. It's a part of my armor now. It is who I am. My business, my purpose is an accessory I put on every day. And I'll go into deeper why I wanted to do that in the first place. So let me go into a little bit of my story before I get to the 3 keys of how to live an inspired life, regardless of your current situation, okay? I don't even care what your story is right now. I want to springboard you into a much bigger life, okay? So when I first started my journey into my business, all I really wanted was to, one, get out of the corporate world because I felt confined. I felt restricted. I was unhappy. I thought I was happy until a friend kind of nudged me and said, I think you're just content, Karie. You're not really happy. I don't think you're excited to be at work every day. And I was like, you're right. I just kind of show up and go through the motions. That every day. We're just kind of on autopilot. Just going through the day, just getting through the day, just getting through the week, just getting to the weekend where you're really living. But how about if you get to have a life that every day feels like the weekend? I have to remind myself what day it is. Every day feels the same in a delicious, yummy sort of way. Okay. Not same as in mundane same, but same as in it's exciting, it's fun, I get to create. What else do I get to do? So when I first started this out and hired my first online business mentor to help me take my business to a global level, I really just wanted time freedom. I wanted to get out of the current job situation. I wanted time freedom and the luxury to call my own shots. You know, some of us just want to be our own boss. After a while, you outgrow where you're at and you're like, I have enough leadership skills to make good decisions going forward. So the key thing is I went into that. Plus there was one little thing that was actually a really big thing at the end of the day. I wanted to still be a hands-on mom. I still wanted to be mom. At the end of the day, we all know what that's like. Those of us that are women understand this too, and fathers too. I'm not going to exclude anyone here. The key thing is I want everyone to just kind of sit with that for a moment, how yummy that feels to still be present with your children, but yet still have your career. Because many of us think I can only have one or the other. You know, it's an either or situation. I don't get to be a great mom, have a great family, and have a great career. I have to choose one or the other. My situation, and I'm here to inspire you, that you don't have to do that. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. So when I went into my situation, I wasn't thinking life purpose. I wasn't thinking of writing a book. I wasn't thinking of public speaking or touring the world or anything of that nature. I was just thinking, how can I make enough money to stay home? I don't want to be in this corporate environment anymore. Get me out of here. Well, I have to tell you, when you start something, just start. I want to prepare you that things start to fall into place. And sometimes before they fall into place, it'll look like a total train wreck. In fact, it'll feel like a hurricane or a tornado. Everything's spinning at once before the dust settles where it's supposed to. Think of it as God like taking an Etch-a-Sketch and shaking it up so you can rewrite the new story. And that's what my life felt like when I started to make these changes 4 years ago, okay? I was just getting out of a relationship. Worst thing ever. I thought I was going to marry that man. I was just tormented and heartbroken. I thought it was the end of the world, but I finally walked away from a very toxic relationship, to be honest. Wasn't healthy, wasn't the emotional relationship I needed and support I needed. I see that as the universe saying, you know what, Karie, you're going to step into something big. You need to let go of what's pulling you backwards. So it was a blessing in disguise. But at the time, felt like hell, right? Then my ex-husband, who I have shared custody with, all of a sudden loses his job here in Las Vegas and disappears back to Michigan. Now I have full custody of our 12-year-old daughter, who was at that age 8 at the time. And I had no warning. I'm working full time. I need a nanny. All these things started to happen. You see how your life starts to unravel before it comes back together again? Again, imagine the Etch-a-Sketch. That's what's happening. Just getting shook up so we can start a clean slate. It's okay. It's going to hurt in the process. Oh, is it painful? Trust me, it's painful. But you got to write it out, guys. You got to write it out, okay? So ex-husband leaves. Boyfriend turns into ex-boyfriend. Then God starts shaking up the job situation, shaking it up hard. I'm sorry, Karie, we're going to demote you from management now, even though all the work you've done. We're going to demote you, and then we're going to keep all your job duties the same and take away some of your pay and some of your commission. How would you like that? Oh, thanks. That feels great. After all the hard work I've done here. Fabulous. Again, God's shaking up this. It's like, Karie, it's time to move on. I'm going to get rid of this situation because you're comfortable. And that's what happens at times. Sometimes we need to be poked. Sometimes we need to be shoved into our next situation. I'm here to tell you, listen when God whispers. Listen to those intuition voices when they show up before they become screaming matches in your ear, okay? And sometimes that happens. Sometimes we need to get hit over the head before we actually take action. I'm stubborn. I'm very committed. I like to ride things out, see them through, and sometimes I stay too long in a bad situation. Don't be that person, or learn from me, okay? Learn from what not to do, literally. So going forward, all of that was happening as I took my corporate life and turned it into a business. Again, I had no idea this was going to turn into a purpose. No one talked about that. I started wellness coaching back in 2005, and I literally thought, well, business is where I've been playing. I've been playing in the business coaching world, in the corporate world for 5 years. I really enjoy that. That's my new platform. I took on that as my business. Again, thinking just replace your salary so I can get the heck out of here. That's all I was thinking. I had no clue it was going to evolve me into such a big platform where I literally get to change lives every day. Some days I literally cry at the thought and the awe of what I get to do. When people write me about, the book that I wrote and how it's changed their life and how they're seeing their own limitations and how they're blossoming under my care, I did not see that when I started out. I didn't see it. So that's the key, is to just get to right to key number 1 here, guys. I say all that to tell you, you just start. And I don't care, anywhere, whatever that looks like. Could be your own community, start volunteering somewhere, maybe just choosing to be more of a leader in your current job role at the office, whatever that looks like. Maybe you want to start writing blogs. I've got a tribe called the Goddess Tribe that I'd like to inspire to be leaders, more women empowerment. It's a yummy space on Facebook that we join and encourage, and I teach them to blog. Get your voice heard. Get out there. Maybe some more, inspirational posts on social media. You can start anywhere. In fact, I saw this great quote. It says, "Don't let your current situation keep you from sowing seeds." And I thought, ooh, that one just hit. Don't let your current situation keep you from sowing seeds. Because, my dear friend, you can start right now. I don't want to hear excuses. I don't want to hear, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough help. Maybe you're a single mom like myself. I could have had every excuse under the sun. Single mom, meek salary, hired a mentor anyway. I didn't even know how I was going to pay her, but I knew she had what I wanted, and I wanted to learn from her, which is what a true mentor is. Someone who's going to take you to their level, show you the ropes, walk through the fire with you, show you where, which obstacles to avoid to shorten your time to success. She could have easily said, Karie, you're a single mom, you're just scraping by, maybe this isn't the right time for you. I thank God over and over again that my coach did not limit me, didn't put any limits on me, which I never do when anyone comes to me either, for the same reason. Because if I allowed myself to feel any limitations, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be my own boss. I wouldn't be leading this life that I get to show through example to my daughter and all of those around me. So key number 1, just start, no matter what it looks like. Start in that direction. Be seen as a leader. That's what an inspired person does. They influence, they shine. They inspire other ones to take action. Action is what makes our planet better. If everyone's sitting around talking about everything, nothing happens. Nothing happens. So inspiration is what's going to get us all motivated and go in the right direction. Am I right? I live in a desert and I need me some water. So that is my key number 1. Just start. Write these down because I want this to be a springboard. There's such baby steps, but we always get stuck, kind of. Think of it as like you're looking at a staircase. You can't see that last step, so it keeps you from taking the first step altogether. And I don't want you to be there. My job's to light everybody else up with my light. I'm just going around tapping you on the head. Go ahead, shine your light, like a little button. Beep. Maybe it's a candle if you want to think of it that way. Maybe you can go around the lighter and lighting everybody up. That's what my job is. That's my purpose. Okay, so light your light. So I want to do everything I can to get to these little baby steps so you're moving forward in the right direction. So just start. Don't care. I was working 40 plus hours a week. I was putting in 60 hours a week to start my job. It doesn't have to be hard. I think sometimes I make things hard. Working through that, of course, I'm more in flow now than I've ever been. But I would coach on my lunch break. I would wake up at 5 a.m. I would go to bed at 2 a.m. some nights. I did what I could to build my business while I was working so that one day it would be so easy, so much more easier. I'm sure you've heard of the quote, "Do today what others won't, so tomorrow you can do what others can't." And that's what I was doing. That's what was keeping me going. I was doing today what others won't because they're lazy or they don't really want to expand. They want that. They don't want to really try or work for it. Now I get to do things every day that others can't. It's a beautiful, flexible lifestyle. I love it. I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I don't see myself going back to corporate America. So key number 2, let's get to key number 2. Surround yourself with those that inspire you. Okay, so for example, maybe this video, this TV show, maybe it's my blogs. Maybe it's others like Karie. I encourage you to branch out. Don't just stay here. Inspire yourself. You want to be around people that show you what's possible, because you know what happens? And I use this a lot because I'm a great fan of the book called Outwitting the Devil. It's a book written by Napoleon Hill. And it talks about how we get stuck in this hypnotic rhythm. Some of you guys may know it as a vibration. When you're with those in a lower vibration, you tend to stay there. You tend to stay there. Think of, if you were raised poor and that's all you know, that's the only bubble you've ever lived in. You don't know anything better exists. I'm from the Midwest, from Michigan. In my world, Michigan was it. We look for pretty small-minded people there. I can't say that for everyone. I'm definitely not going to stereotype. But vacation was, let's just go north. Let's just go to the lake. It wasn't get on a plane, come west in Vegas where I live now. That was never went through my mind because everyone around me was thinking the same. That's the hypnotic rhythm. We get stuck in this pattern of matching the vibration of those around us. So can you imagine if you put yourself into a vibration that's greater than you, bigger than life? People are driving cars you didn't even know existed. People are taking vacations you never thought existed. People are writing books and standing on stage. And even if that's not what you want, but at least get with your tribe. Get with the tribe of people that are doing what you want to do. You'll inspire the pants off of you, literally. There's something so magical. I do this every year. I tend to outgrow a mastermind that I'm in, and then I get bored. Because I don't want to be the smartest person in the room anymore. I want to keep growing. That's what I'm here for. The more I grow, the more I can help my clients grow. So I'll look and kind of get itchy and get bored. Like, all right, time to grow. So let's look for another mastermind for the new year. And I'm already kind of locked one in that I can't wait to join in January. In fact, I might join a little early because I'm kind of anxious. So I want you to do the same. I want you to get with the tribe of people that almost intimidate you. Seriously, that's the best ingredient. You want to be intimidating, a little bit scared, almost afraid to approach them, because you're going to grow massively under that presence. Those people are going to share and show you so much that you never dreamt. Again, we're all in our little environment, our bubble, thinking, it's, maybe a good salary to you is $5,000 a month. And then you start to hang out with people that are making $100,000 a month. And you're like, whoa, mind blown. If they can do it, I can do it. Do you see how you start to expand? So I want you to start to find that, because there's something here, and I want to digress a little bit on that. I was watching a beautiful Beth Moore Bible study the other day, and those that know me and have read my books know I am in love with her because she's the first one that lit my lights, okay? What I'm doing today, going around lighting everyone's light, Beth Moore did that to me years ago in a Bible study that I did as a little Midwest suburb stay-at-home mom, keeping in my shell, staying in my shell. I wasn't playing big. That girl doesn't exist anymore. Night and day, different person today. She was talking about how we're all blessed. We're all blessed with gifts. And I want to give credit to where I heard this from. And something she hit home. A lot of us are like, yeah, I'm blessed. I have gifts. I have skills. Think of your blessings. I'm not just talking about maybe good health. I'm thinking of the gift to talk, the gift to listen, the gift to play music, the gift to understand, empathy, compassion, articulate, communicate, write. There's so many skills out there. But for some reason, we want to put them in a toolbox and kind of lock it and go, well, I would pull it out, but I'm not a president. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a leader. I'm not an author. I'm not a public figure. I'm not a public figure like you, Karie. So I'm just going to sit on that blessing or that skill set, and I'm going to thank God for it and pull it out when I need it, but not really. So it's that tool's getting kind of rusty in that toolbox. You see where I'm going with this? Because in your mind, you think, who am I to use this? I get to step out? Something about that just kind of, almost feels icky. Like, my book is called Permission to Be Me. I'm giving you permission to get your tools out of your toolbox. What is in there that you've not been even exploring? Have you even opened the toolbox? We all came to this planet with a special blueprint, and we were all given the gifts and the abilities to fulfill this lifetime, fulfill that contract. But many of you haven't even opened it up. So I'm going to give you permission today to go, what am I good at? It could be a variety of things. There's a leader in all of us. Whether you think you're that wallflower person or not, There's a leader to all of us. Trust me on this. Again, I was the wallflower. I mean, I started off in high school with 3 years of theater, and then I evolved into marriage and corporate life, and then I shrunk my energy down. I started to play small because I intimidated too many people, and I wanted to be liked. Well, I threw that to the curb a long time ago. I don't care if you like me, but I do care if you respect me, because respect lasts a lot longer than being liked. Liked can come and go. You can wear the wrong shoes today and not be liked. But respect seems to stick in a little bit longer. It's a little more grounded. So I want you to surround yourself with those that inspire you. Find them on Facebook. Subscribe to their messages, their blogs, their YouTube channel, their magazines, their articles. Are these people that have books already that you want to buy? Get it in you. Absorb it like a sponge. Let those people inspire you. They're breathing life into you. And I want to give you permission to use your gifts, okay? So let's get to the final and third key of how to live an inspired life, regardless of your situation, because there's no such thing as not enough time, not enough money, because you can start small. Again, don't let your current situation keep you from sowing seeds. It's the little steps that turn into big, big, big steps. It's like building a mountain one pebble at a time. Just keep taking pebbles, put one on there, one on top of the other. Before you know it, this big mound of stuff. You're like, wow, look what I've built. One pebble at a time. Literally do that, guys. You can start today. So key number 3 is huge. Be teachable. Be willing to learn. Be open-minded. Be coachable. Find a mentor, someone, whether you are learning from a mentor or you're picking up a book or you bought an online series and you can just train at home at your own time. Whatever that looks like. Maybe it's a podcast or there's something that just fills you, and maybe you're not a reader and you want to go out and books on audio, and you can do that too, which is awesome. Be expandable. You've got to be willing to learn every day, all day. I've got 7 books on my nightstand now. I mean, seriously. It's the ability to go, I may not know everything. Let me grab something else. Let me learn. I just was at a women's event earlier today. It was about leadership. What a coincidence. Did I know that? I kind of did, but I didn't really plan it with today's talk. But I went anyway because I knew I'd get a few more nuggets of good information, something else to just kind of stamp home what I believe in. And I truly do believe you can be a leader. You can be a light anywhere. But be teachable. Be willing to learn what you don't know. Now, what will happen a lot of the times is we get uncomfortable because as we expand, we're so outside of our comfort zone that it's kind of panicky. I've had clients go, God, I'm terrified to put my business out there, Karie. What am I doing? I said, I know. I remember. I'm going to take you through those emotions of what it looks like. It feels like you're stepping out of the shower without your bathrobe on. Everybody can see me, and I feel naked and vulnerable and so exposed. That's uncomfortable. Give it some time, because once you expand with your comfort zone keeps growing and growing. Before you know it, you're like, I don't have enough followers. There's more people that need to see my stuff. I need to have many viewers, as many as possible. You will go from, oh gosh, don't look at me, to I only have 50 people coming to that event. I wanted 300. You see where I'm going with this? Because you're expanding. You're expanding as a person. You're taking up more space. You're inspiring more. You're leaving a legacy. People are going to remember you for everything you've done and more. I mean, that's just a gorgeous, beautiful thing. So key number 3 is to be teachable, be open-minded. Because if you hire a mentor or a coach, they can't fill it in if you're closed off. No, I already know everything. I want to be right. This never works for me. That you can either be right or be successful. You've heard that before, I'm sure. A lot of us think that, we have all the answers, but we want help, but yet our stubborn self says, nope, that doesn't work for me. I never did before. I'm not going to try it. Don't be closed off. Okay? Be expandable. Be coachable. Think of, what a beautiful being you get to inspire others with. Just shine your light from within, by all means. So I'm going to go through the 3 keys again before we close. Key number 1 is to just start anywhere. Remember, you're sowing seeds. Coach a little league game. Show leadership in your community. You can volunteer at church, whatever it looks like. what happens usually is we think for some reason we have to turn the switch on and become this public speaker, public figure overnight. It doesn't happen that way. It can for some. I'm not going to hold anybody back. But we start small. We start by putting a few posts out there. See if anybody liked that. Oh, wow, they like that stuff. Let me put a few more out there, see what happens. Wow, people are now watching everything I do. Huh, interesting. Didn't you just become a leader? Now you're inspiring others. Work with what resonates with you. What message do you want to give out? Maybe you want to give the message of hope. Maybe it's health. Maybe it's wellness. Maybe it's fitness. Maybe it's relationships and love. Maybe it's teaching people to trust. There's so much mind, body stuff out there these days that you can be that leader. You'll start to notice people start to follow. We're looking for positive leaders all day long. God only knows we don't have a lot to look up to. We'll take all we can get. But it can start in your own community. It can start in your own neighborhood. It can start in your own children's school. Where do you want to have your voice heard? Start small if you need to. If you're timid or shy, and I was too, start there. Start there and give yourself permission to keep going forward. Okay? If you only have a little bit of time, make use of that little bit of time. If you only have a little bit of money, I can show you all kinds of shortcuts. Again, get on my website, kariemillspaugh.com, download some free tools, okay? Trust me, you can do it on a shoestring budget. It's all possible. If I can do it as a single mom on one income, you can too. You can start too. Don't hold yourself back. And then key number 2 is to surround yourself with epic superstars that show you what's possible. Okay? Because you're going to start to blend in with them. You'll pick up their vibration. You'll start running with that tribe. Think of it like running with your pack. I would say, go run with your own kind. Get away from that. If you want to be an entrepreneur, why are you hanging out with all these people that are still employed? They're going to look at you like you're crazy. Go run with your own kind. If you're a zebra, go run with the zebras. You know, you start to run with you. And if you haven't quite gotten the momentum of this tribe yet, you will. Just hang out with them for a little bit. Before you know it, you're like, wow, I'm nothing like I was last year or 6 months ago. I don't know who that person is anymore. Because you're growing, you're evolving, and changing. It's that hypnotic rhythm that I described. And then finally, the key number 3, be teachable, be open, be willing, be expandable, read, be a sponge. Don't be a sponge so much that you forget to share it, because I truly believe, as I said in the beginning of the call, that we're the faucet and God's the water. And I believe if it comes through into you, we're not supposed to hoard it in, which is why, again, I want everyone to be an inspiration and lead an inspired life. When you learn something new, your job is to pay it forward and let it come back out. Share it with someone, whether it's a family member or not, or friends. Maybe you don't have a website yet, maybe you don't have a public figure platform and you want one, that's awesome. I grew faster. Nothing will make you grow faster than when the universe and God sees you as this channel now. They'll start to download so much information to you. You're like, whoa, time out, turn the faucet off. Whoa, I'm not ready. Literally, it feels that way. Like the faucet's just full blast, Niagara Falls coming down on you. But it's a beautiful thing because now it's going through you. You're now a channel of divine light coming through you. Okay, so that's just a beautiful space to be. Now, I said all of that this past 30 minutes just to lead you to one thing. Why would you want an inspired life? Because in all honesty, I can't imagine having more excitement, more fulfillment, and more juicy fun in my life any other way. It wasn't until I started to focus outward that I really grasped this pure, unexplainable joy in my heart. There's something about connection, creating empowerment in other people that just lights me up. And I want you to feel that same amazing. You almost feel superhuman when you put yourself out there and change a life. Even if it's just one life, it's all worth it. It's all worth it, by all means. So I want to conclude with, again, my website is my first and last name, and make it very simple, kariemillspaugh.com. Go to the free tools section or free training. If you're not even sure what you want to do with your life, I'll help you. There's a free video tutorial there on how to find your genius zone, which is kind of step 1. But as you create your voice, as you start to share, you're going to discover what platform you like to connect and talk about the most, or where you enjoy playing. Maybe you're a golf enthusiast, and that's what you want to do. You want to train people in golf or do that. It gets to be whatever you want. It gets to be whatever you want. And the other reason why I want you to live an inspired life is because years ago, I had an energy worker that kept seeing my throat chakra clogged. She was actually very upset. She was worried for my physical health. She told me to get my thyroid checked, anything else in my esophagus, look for cancer, anything. She was very worried. This was about 2011, so about 5 years ago. And I thought, well, gosh, she keeps saying this every time she reads my energy, reads my chakra. She keeps getting scared about the throat chakra. This is before I started my business. This is before Karie opened her big mouth. Well, I didn't have any physical challenges. It was all energy. It was all energetic. Okay? And that's what I believe in. 100% of me is energy. Once I started to step into that platform of using my voice, actually using this skill, this gift that God gave me, this beautiful way to connect and love on people, inspire them, that all went away. That energy is never a problem anymore. Ever. That never comes up in any energy work I've ever had since then. So that's another reason why I want you to step into your inspired life. I want you to use your gifts. I want you to use those tools in the toolbox before they get rusty and don't work anymore. So when you go into there and go, well, I used to be really good at that. I don't know what happened to it. It's gone now. I firmly believe you don't use your gifts, they get taken from you. You know, it could be a karma thing, could not be. I mean, some people may not agree with me, but I've seen it happen. So it's a beautiful thing. I want you to live an inspired life. Start with those 3 keys as your springboard, literally, into success, into living this life where others are like, you know what? 3 years ago, you said something to me and it changed my life. That's too yummy to share it all, just to keep to myself. I need you to feel and experience that too. Nothing is greater than when someone just emails you out of the blue and goes, I know I'm one of millions, but I just have to stop and tell you something you said years ago, just as simple as a Facebook post, changed my life. I've had people say, Karie, I feel like I should, have to pay to be a part of your social media because you fill me up every day. That, my friends, is priceless. There's no dollar amount that can give you that kind of enjoyment and fulfillment. Nothing can compare to that. And I'm not going to hoard it to myself. You deserve to have that feeling as well. So with that being said, guys, head over to kariemillspaugh.com for any more free tools. There's also a free ebook if you're already an entrepreneur and you want some more basic tools. Gosh, there's tons of stuff in there. So just take a look around, see if anything resonates with you. I want to give you all the free stuff I can to help get you, again, springboard you into whatever direction you need to go. I am the light worker that's just giving you permission to shine your light. Hope you guys enjoy the show. I don't see any questions this time, so I'm going to assume we're good to go. Thank you for joining me on my debut episode.